Class, class.
Yes.
Class.
Yes.
Since we are focusing so much on two-step problems, all that goes on the board, dude. Since we're focusing so much on two-step problems, we need to learn something new. So I have brand new vocabulary. Are you ready for it? I'm sorry, are you ready for it?
Yes.
It is the order of operations. What is it?
Order of operations.
When I tell you about the order of operations, I want you to think about a little rhyme in your head, and it goes like this. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And so whenever I ask you to think about the order of operations in your brain, you're going to be thinking, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. What are you thinking? Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. This is one of those mnemonic devices like we used in science that all my best friends are vertebrates. Okay? You don't need to write it down, but it stands for different types of operations. Okay? You guys have actually learned about the P operation already, and it looks like this. Remember what these are called?
Parentheses.
Brielle, thank you for your GTA.
It's called bookmarks.
Those hug marks and the mathematic vocab word for it starts with a P, Skylar. Parentheses. Class.
Yes.
We'll try again. Class.
Yes.
Yeah, 4 friends laying down on their desk. I'll wait. Third graders don't rest their heads on their desks when we're learning. We sit up and listen and learn. Parentheses means do this first. Do you remember that now?
Yes.
So when we do that, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, it is the very first step in our order of operations. The good news is we get to ignore this next one. You won't learn about exponents until I think 5th grade. You might start learning about them, but it's more algebra stuff. So we can skip that. However, we just talked about 4 operations just the other day that we use all the time in math. Who can think about one that starts with an M? I'm looking for that GTA. Emerson. Multiplication. Multiplication starts with an M. That would be the next step. So the next step is either multiplication or division. That's step 2. And then I can get to my 3rd step. And that would be addition and
Subtraction.
good. So I want you to keep those in your brain today because you're going to start seeing some equations that actually have multiple steps. So like if you have a problem like this and it says 3 plus 8 times 2, that's still an equation. We can still solve it, but we have to follow. It's like a math rule, this order of operations. Just like it's a math rule that 3 plus 8 is the same as 8 plus 3. The order of operations is the math rule to make sure that all math...
Oh,
The order of operations is to make sure that all mathematicians, when they see a problem like this, we know which operation, parentheses, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction, we know which one to do first. Okay? So like in this problem, are there any parentheses?
no.
Nope, so I gotta move on to step 2. Is there multiplication or division?
Yes.
Yes, so then I would do that first. And I would say 8 times 2 is... Oh, who knows that fact? Yep, it's 16. Then I would get to drop down the rest because my 3rd step is addition and subtraction. And what do I have?
Addition.
16 plus 3 more is
19.
Why didn't I do 8 plus 3?
Because
Braylon. We don't have parentheses, but why also, when I did 8 times 2, 16, and then I just dropped the 3, why did I just drop it instead of adding it to the 8? Skylar?
Because if you did 8 plus 3, then it'd be 11 times 2.
Yeah, and because I already used the 8, right? So that's why I draw those little arrows. But kind of getting that in your minds, I wanted you to kind of be aware that's why we do the order of operations. So again, just to refresh for a class point, if I say, class, we're going to work on order of operations today, what is that little jingle that I want you thinking of? Please.
Excuse my dear Aunt Sally.
Cool, I heard this middle row really strong saying that. Let's hear it for the rest of my mathematicians are ready. If I say we're talking about the order of... Oh. If I say we're talking about the order of operations, right away your brain is thinking, please
Excuse my dear Aunt Sally.
good. Hocus pocus. This is activity numero uno. Using the order of operations. If I said order of operations, what are you automatically thinking of? Please excuse
my dear Aunt Sally.
pretty much what you want to remember is you are going to multiply and divide first, and then you will add or subtract, okay? And so we're going to do a quick practice activity. I need your eyeballs up here because you guys are going to have to do some fast fact solving here, all right? They want us to try this 2 ways. They've given us a 2-step equation. So this one has 10 minus 3 times 2. What are the 2 operations that you notice in this equation? Brielle. So instead of saying minus and times, for mathematical vocabulary, we would say subtraction. Bingo. So there's subtraction and multiplication in this. And there's 2 questions here. First, they want to know, hey, what do you get if you subtract first and then you multiply? So let's do that. Class.
Yes.
Hey, zombies in the house, sit up. If I subtract first, Jade, what's 10 minus 3? 7. What's 7 times 2? 7 doubled. 14. Okay, so if we subtract first and then we multiply, we get 14. Be ready, mathematicians. I might call on you for this other way. Are you ready?
Yes, we are.
I'm going to start giving myself points every time I got lazy bones resting their heads on their desks. We don't do that for math. If I multiply first, that means we're going to do the 3 times 2 first. Let's see. Hadley, what is 3 times 2? 6. And then if I take 10 minus 6, what do you get? Start with, yep, and then take away 6. 4. Friends, did we get the same answer? No. And that is why we have to follow this order of operations in math. Because if mathematicians can look at problems like this and decide what order they want to solve it in, we're going to start getting a lot of different answers. Is that okay in math?
Yes.
To all have different answers?
Yes.
No. Is it okay to solve it in different ways?
Yes.
Is it okay to get a different answer? No. And so in this case, the only way for us to solve it is by following the order of operations. We must go ahead and multiply and divide first, and then add or subtract. And the other thing that you guys know, because we practice it, is if there's parentheses, we have to do that first. So we're going to practice this down here with number 3. What is it? Let's see. Right away, we're doing the order of operations. So can you guys just remind me what that stands for?
Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally.
Bingo. Thanks, Gunnar. So I know we get to skip the E. We don't have to worry about the E. It is PEMDAS. Yep. We don't have to worry about the E in 3rd grade, but we are either doing parentheses, multiplication and division,
Please, my dear.
or addition and subtraction. So,
This is please, my dear.
class. We're gonna work through these together, and I'm just gonna remind you guys, if I look up and see heads on our desks, what happens? I get a point. We're sitting up, we're listening and learning.
Does this count?
5 plus 4 times 2. What would I do first? Would I add first or multiply first? Show me your GTA.
And then plus what the
Show me your GTA and tell me which operation from our order of operations are we going to have to solve first? Gunner?
So, I was thinking, so 4 times 2, what it equals, then add 5 to what it equals.
Why would you do the multiplication first, Gunner?
Because it's going to probably equal the height. And then add it to the height.
So we do it just if it's bigger? Or how do we decide which operation to do first? Is there a rule for that?
Please excuse me.
Yes, you've got to think of the please excuse my dear Aunt Sally or the order of operations. Friends, it tells you we have to multiply and divide before we add and subtract. So he's totally right. Class. If we multiply first, what is 4 times 2?
8 plus 5. It's 8 plus
What is 4 times 2? Everybody?
8.
8. And then I can add 5 more. Get 8 plus 5 in your brains, and when I drop my hand, you can tell me. 8 plus 5.
13.
Oh, I heard a lot of answers. Get it in your brain again. Double check it. 8. 8 plus 5 is?
13.
Very good. See how we all got the same answer? Even though we didn't add first, even though it was shown first. We followed that order of operations, and we multiplied first, and then added.
You could make parentheses on 4 and 2.
Aha! I'm glad you said that. Skylar said we could put parentheses on 4 and 2. That's something I wanted to point out. Please listen very carefully. Repeat after me.
Repeat after me. Oh.
If there are parentheses, we do that first.
We do that first.
If there are not parentheses,
If there are not parentheses,
we should not add them.
we should not add them.
We just move to the next step.
We just move to the next step.
You ready?
You ready?
Here's my next problem for us to practice, okay? 8 divided by 2 plus 2. Go ahead and sit so they can see behind you, okay? 8 divided by 2 plus 2. Did you want to do this one? All right. Hadley, which would be my first operation to do? Division or addition? Division. Why? Bingo. Way to go, girly. Class.
Yes.
What is 8 divided by 2?
4.
What is it?
4.
Good. And then 4 plus 2 more is?
6.
Ooh, plus 2. 4 plus 2 is?
6.
There we go. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you another problem like that, and I want you to solve it on your desk. So pull out your marker. No, because I don't want them, they won't be able to see around you guys. You guys are going to be sitting because you guys are tall enough. They can't see if you're standing up, okay? Here's your practice problem. Oh, that might help if you can see both. I'm going to do a silent, slow countdown in my brain, and when I'm done, I'm going to drop my hand, and I want you guys to tell me the answer, okay? 3 times 2 plus 6. Go ahead and solve this one. You might not have to write it down. You might be able to do it in your brain, and that's fine. But I wanted you to have your markers in case you want to jot the first fact down. Three times 2 plus 6.
Is it 6 plus 6?
You gotta think, which operation comes first?
Can we do
And
whatever
the next
label?
step. Actually, there is no label because it's not a word problem. It's just a fact. So it's just going to have the number.
Yeah, can we make that again?
Nope, not for these ones.
Can we do the carrots?
All right, I'm going to use my randomizer instead because I got a lot of sideboards happening. So, Miss Brielle, are you ready for it? All right, Brielle, what did you get?
So I did 3 times 2 equals 6, and then I'm doing the rest of what I'm going to do next. And then I did 6 plus 6 equals 12.
What do you think, friends? Did you get 12? Yeah, you agree, or are you thinking something
Yeah,
different?
I got 12.
Brielle, you are correct, so you can use your marker to give us a point. What do you guys say?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what do you say?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 5-3. Let's keep going. Alrighty, these ones do have parentheses. So when you see parentheses in a math problem, you're always going to...
Do it first. Yeah, first.
Very good. So for this first one, it says 9 minus 3 in parentheses times 6. Since there's parentheses, even though I normally multiply before I subtract, since that's in parentheses, I get to still do that step first. So 9 minus 3 is 6. 6 times 6 is
12.
6 times 6 is 36. I want you guys to solve this one now on your own. Keep it in your brain. Keep it in your brain. And friends, I'll have those 2 practice ones, the independent ones in your slides today, so make sure you're ready for those.
These are my equations that I do.
Are we ready? Or do you need another minute? Maybe I'll give you a few more seconds here, okay? Think about which step you do first. What comes next?
My equation is 8 minus 1 equals 7 times 3 is equal to 2.
All right, clase. Let's see who my randomizer chooses here.
Excuse me.
You're excused. All right, let's see. Brielle got us a point on the last one. Oh, Olivia's in the restroom. Braylon, what is our first step going to be for this problem?
8
Good, because it's in parentheses. So Braylon, 8 minus 1 gives you 7. 7 times 6 gives you 42. Do you guys remember that jingle? Channel 6, Channel 7, Fox 42. Nice.
touchdowns.
Nice work. Guess what? We're ready to move on to the next activity. But first, this is the last challenge.
The last challenge.
If they tell us to do 2 things, they want us to know how to write it so that we do it in that order. So for the example, numero 7, they say, hey, first we want you to add 4 and 3. Then we want you to multiply that total by 8. So let me show you how this works. Go ahead and groove your marker. Wait for a moment. If they want me to add 4 and 3 first, I'm going to put 4 plus 3. Did I do the first step? Add 4 and 3? Yes. Then they want me to multiply that total by 8. So I'm going to multiply by 8. So I have to check and ask myself, if they want me to take the total of 4 plus 3 and multiply by 8, is mine showing that yet? Or do I need to add something special? Go ahead and throw those away, please. Keegan,
You have to add something special.
what do I need to add in, Keegan? Yeah, because if I don't put those parentheses in this problem, which step would have I done first? I would have multiplied first, right? Because my, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, tells me to multiply and divide and then add and subtract. So he's totally right. I've got to use those parentheses to prove that I'm going to add first. Now for the next one, if I multiply 3 by 8, a mathematician could tell me how to represent that. How would I represent multiplying 3 by 8? Maddie? But how do I do, like, multiply 3 by 8? Like, adding 4 and 3, I wrote 4 plus 3. Multiply 3 by 8, I would put, bingo, 3 times 8. Now they want me to add 4 to that total. What am I going to add to my equation here? How do I prove that I'm going to add 4, Ellie? Oh, who's ready to tell me, Hendrix? Not yet. I just want to add 4. How do I represent that, guys? Class.
Yes.
If I want to multiply, I did a times sign, right? 3 times 8. If I want to add, what sign do I need? Plus. So to add 4, I'm going to put plus.
4.
Okay, now ask yourselves, do I need parentheses in this problem? Do I need it to change what I'm doing first, or am I already going to multiply first? What do you guys think? If I have multiplication and addition, which step is going to happen first, Jade? If I'm thinking, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, what's going to happen first? Multiplication or addition? Multiplication is already going to happen first. So if they want me to have that total and then add 4, do I need parentheses in this one? Nope, it's already going to be first. So that's something we're going to think about as we write equations today. Capiche? Alrighty.